Hey guys, welcome to the Trophy Life podcast. I'm your host, Tara Smith. From beauty to wellness, wife life, motherhood, and everything feminine in between, the Trophy Life podcast is a place where you can feel inspired and empowered and ultimately create the life that you desire and deserve. It's hot to romanticize your life, so grab a mocktail or your favorite cozy beverage and let's get into it. Hello, you guys. Welcome to today's episode. If you're watching on YouTube, I am holding my little pancake. If you are listening to this, I'm holding my Squishmallow. I'm obsessed with Squishmallows. I feel like everybody loves those Jellycat things, but I think Squishmallows are so much cuter. No hate to Jellycats. I just love the look of Squishmallows. They're so freaking cute. Happy Friday. I am extremely excited for today's episode because this is frankly a question or questions I get asked so often on my TikTok and my Instagram. And I'm really excited to just dive into everything. Like, I get asked so much about my skincare routine, so I'm going to go into that. I get asked about thyroid stuff because I've talked about my experience with Hashimoto's and hypothyroidism. Of course, we're going to talk about that. And I'm just really excited to get into it. But you already know we have to go over my 5 fave current obsessions. And I wanted to theme today's 5 favorites. So the theme is going to be wellness, which fits very in with this episode. My first favorite is lean, grass-fed, grass-finished ground beef. I seriously just cannot get over how much I love ground beef. It has changed my life. It has helped my thyroid levels to get back to a healthy place. It's helped my period cramps go away. It's helped my UTIs completely go away, along with some other tools that we'll get into. And I am just so excited. So that's number 1. And if you need a good brand or good brands, I love Sprouts. I love the Sprouts brand organic grass-fed ground beef. They have a really good lean option that I really like. I also love Force of Nature. They have a little bit, I think theirs is like 80-20. So I usually opt for both of them. I'll usually just like switch back and forth, which I'm again obsessed with both of them. You really can't go wrong. And my second favorite current wellness obsession is high frequency megahertz, specifically to fall asleep to, or if I'm in like a stress mode. I can't even tell you how good the sleep is when I listen to 528 megahertz while I fall asleep. It like just turns on something in your brain that has you feeling so good, so incredible in so many different ways. And I just truly cannot recommend it enough. I feel like if you have nightmares, if you struggle to fall asleep, if you are feeling restless, any of those things, holy crap, will they be incredible for you. Like, you will benefit extremely from 528 megahertz. Just do it consistently, see how you feel. Can't hurt anything. There's tons of playlists on Spotify. My favorite Spotify playlist for high frequency vibes is called High Positive Frequency, Raise Your Vibration by Miracle Tones. Love it. Listen to it again all the time. That's actually the only one I listen to. I actually have this app too called Brainwaves and I think they sponsored Andrew Huberman. I was like, oh, I'm going to try that. And I do like that app as well. That one's cool because you can like say specifically what you want and it'll give you like a frequency that it thinks will help with that. So, love the high frequencies. My third favorite thing is morning sunlight before I look at my phone. I've been doing this pretty much, I would say, since the summer. I really try to. Been a lot better at it the past month, specifically like, I guess not month, like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, because I've been consciously trying to help my nervous system just to like constantly, I'm trying to improve different things in my life and I love it. I love the progress. I know a lot of people like joke about how it can be stressful, but when you just view it as just like a 1% way that you're improving every day, I think it's a win because once it's a habit, you don't even think about it anymore. It just kind of like becomes your new programming in your brain. And I think that looking at my phone in the morning, it's funny. It's like started to make me sick or like, I feel like it just pisses me off looking at my phone first thing when I wake up. So sunshine for me, even if it's cold outside, like I just love to even open up my back door, go in my backyard, stare at the sun, and it just feels incredible. My fourth favorite thing, this one we're going to talk about again, but it's the Cowboy Colostrum in the flavor vanilla. I love this colostrum. It is so good to add to your smoothies. That's the only way I've actually used it, but now I'm like, it actually could be really good to bake with too. I love this stuff. I think it's so good. I also love other forms of colostrum. Again, we'll get into that in this episode, but big fan of Cowboy Colostrum. By the way, nothing on this podcast is sponsored, and if and when that ever becomes a thing, you will know. So these are all just things that we're going to talk about today that I'm just obsessed with. Same with like my current obsessions, all that kind of stuff. Because I am a big product girly, if you cannot tell, and I love using myself as a guinea pig. So the fifth thing is getting 8 to 10 hours of sleep every single night. Now, if you're a girl, which if you're listening to this, I'm guessing you most likely are, women really need 8 to 10, sometimes even more hours of sleep every night because of our hormones, and even especially if you work out, like your body, your muscles need that time to recover. And it is just so beneficial to get more sleep. You'll probably notice you have better energy levels. Your mood stabilization is better, especially if you're in like your luteal phase or really anywhere you are in your cycle besides when you're ovulating. I feel like you just need more sleep. So I think prioritizing sleep, getting to bed at a good time, waking up at the same time every day, I would say is probably optimal. But yeah, I would say if you don't currently get 8 to 9 or even 10 hours of sleep, really try to do that and see how your life changes. Use the other tools like the high frequency, vibes to help you either fall back asleep, stay asleep, fall asleep. And yeah, I think working on your nervous system in general really helps you to become a really good sleeper. Like when I'm asleep, I'm basically dead. Like I will only sometimes wake up if I really have to pee, but besides that, I rarely wake up in the middle of the night. And thank goodness for that. And I swear it's because of all these things that I do. We're going to get very granular on today's episode because I'm going to be sharing wellness habits to glow up your skin. And really, these are going to glow up your entire life, if I'm being honest. It's not even just your skin, but I do believe in the saying or, the idea of a glowy skin and energy comes from within. So it's something I've worked on for such a long time, and it's something I get asked about a lot, specifically my skin and like how it's so glowy all the time. So I'm really excited to get very detailed in today's episode. So like I mentioned before, everything I'm sharing, nothing is sponsored. It's just things that I love. And if you want to shop anything, I do have a lot of discount codes for a lot of these brands, just because they're brands that I genuinely love. I've either worked with them in the past on like Instagram or TikTok, sponsored ads, or I just asked them for a code because I had people asking for one. So everything is linked on my Shop My. It's going to be under the podcast category. You can go in there and you can actually shop any podcast. So you can shop my outfit, you can shop everything I mentioned in that episode. So it's really a great place to do that. And then I also have other favorite things of mine on there. But I love Shop My. It is my favorite platform I've ever seen from a linking standpoint. So I'm excited for you to experience it if you never have, because if you like Pinterest, you will love Shop My, truly. Okay, so little backstory with my skincare journey and skin journey is I had pretty good skin, I would say, up until I turned 18, and my skin just completely changed. I got a lot of really painful, bad cystic acne. I had a lot of scarring and a lot of redness on my cheeks, on my chin, on my jaw. I would say it was mostly my cheeks and my jaw. And it was just so frustrating. Then I'd sometimes get little bumps also all over my face. And it was just something I was constantly trying to fix. So I would do chemical peels. I did microneedling. I was using thousands and thousands of dollars of skincare products to try and help cure everything, and nothing was working. And I probably was trying to do this for, I'm 27, just turned 27 in September. And I would say for a solid 5 years, because that's when I kind of like had the money to basically invest in these products. I was trying to fix my skin, and I feel like I was doing the complete opposite of what I should have been doing. Like, I was using really what I thought great medical grade products, and I do think those can have a place. However, I feel like my overall kind of like way I look at skincare has really changed. So, the first thing I want to get into, which this was kind of the first step that I started taking, was I started looking at the products I was putting inside of my body. So food, I guess products, aka food. I started looking at that and I was like, what am I eating that's causing me to break out so horribly? That's causing me to have insane UTIs. That's making my thyroid worse. Like giving my Hashimoto's levels are insane, or my thyroid levels / Hashimoto's is insane. Hypothyroidism. I mean, there's just so many things that I was dealing with where I was like, enough is enough. My skin was obviously terrible. I would get UTIs from flying on a plane. How does that even make sense? Like, is it from the pressure? It was something I was trying to figure out. That issue was like an 8-year issue. It was even before I was married, I was having issues with it. And then once I got married, it got worse. So that's kind of, I guess, a little side tangent that gives you a backstory as well with my overall health and what kind of put me on this journey of like doing tons of research. So I started getting blood testing regularly, and I actually didn't even do this until I would say probably like almost a year ago. And I don't know why it took me so long. It's very silly that it took me so long, but I got my thyroid levels tested. I did a gut test. I did basically like an entire full blood panel. So I was testing my, like mercury levels, my vitamin D levels, just all these things. And my levels were actually pretty good compared to, they were actually like my thyroid levels were better than they were when I was 18, which is insane because normally doctors will say that they'll just get worse over time. And I was like, this has to be from my diet, certain vitamins I'm getting, and that was like in supplements. That was like the main thing that I had changed. I hadn't really changed my skincare routine too much. This was in 2020, this was in 2022, by the way, when I started changing my diet. I hadn't had any blood work done though at that point. So I got blood work done at the beginning of 2024 for the first time, and I started changing my diet in 2022. Should have given a date to preface that. So 2022, I start eating, they call it the animal-based diet, but honestly to me, it's just whole foods. You're just not eating like ultra-processed foods, and you're limiting certain vegetables that you eat because a lot of vegetables, specifically for women who have like Hashimoto's, thyroid issues, they can be sensitive to certain greens and vegetables. So I took out of my diet like spinach, kale, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and my levels started to improve so much from replacing that with like a very high protein diet. And clearly it's been working. And then also I have also on like my food list, because I'm going to go over food favorites with you first, is filtered water. I stopped drinking tap water and bottled water. So my favorite brand of water that I used, especially when I lived in a townhome, was Collagen. And I don't know if they're like, I think they're actually in a few states in the US, but their water is so freaking good. I'm obsessed with it. I actually think Colby and I were talking about getting their water installed in our home because I'm just such a big fan of it. Okay, wait, I feel like I need to like rewind really quick. So I have a few different categories. So the first one is testing. I would recommend getting blood work done, a full thyroid panel, and then also a gut bacteria test. You have to do like a poop test. That's like the best way to test that. I hate that word, but it is what it is. And then for food is where I'm getting into filtered water, grass-fed and grass-finished ground beef. Make sure it's 100% grass-fed. And if you like are like, I can't afford grass-fed meat, totally fine. You're still going to get so many benefits from beef and having that in your diet. So totally cool too, to not have that. And then the next food item that truly like changed my life, and I swear by this, is raw milk, or even just like A2 milk. Raw milk has a lot of really great vitamins and minerals that other milks don't have because it's killed off when you pasteurize it. So I get my milk from a local farm. I've been drinking it for actually almost, probably 2.5 years, almost 3 years now, and I love it. Never had any issues. I always thought I was lactose intolerant before because I was a avid almond milk drinker from the time that I was probably 12 until like, again, 25. So very long time. And I swear almond milk destroyed my skin too. Like, removing that from my diet was one of the best things I could have done for my skin. So I switched to raw milk, and then sometimes I'll also buy the Alexandria Farms from Sprouts and Whole Foods, the A2 grass-fed. I love that milk. I think that's a great milk to start off with if you like want to start drinking milk again, or milk like maybe currently grosses you out. That milk is so good. And when you're drinking high quality milk, it changes the game. It is not even like, I actually won't drink milk unless it's one of those two brands because it grosses me out. And I don't like how the cows are treated in a lot of other just ways that the US sells milk. Or I guess grocery stores in the US sells milk. So local farms are incredible. And yeah, you can do your own research on raw milk, but I'm just speaking from my own experience that it has changed my life and I will never go back on it. The last thing I have on here is so random, but I'm obsessed with it. And it's the Bob's Red Mill baking flour. And I use this for when I bake my treats. It's my favorite gluten-free baking powder I've ever used. It is so good. And it makes your treats, as long as you're using good recipes, it makes them not taste gluten-free, which I love. And my tummy loves it too, because my naturopath told me that I should either like fully eliminate gluten, or, I mean, he did say that, but I'm like trying to be realistic. So I'm like trying to whenever I can, but I also still, I don't think I'm someone, I like food too much and I love traveling and trying new restaurants where I'm like, I don't think I can commit to that. And I know myself, but when I cook at home, I don't ever use gluten besides my sourdough, which I feel like my body's fine with. So I have eliminated it though at times when I feel like I need like a good gluten cleanse, and I feel like my gut loves that. So now we're going to get on to supplements. Supplements, I would say, goes right along with food. So I wanted them to be right next to each other. The first one I have is beef organ supplements, and Heart and Soil is everything to me. My favorite brand. I actually own all of their supplements, and I've been a customer of theirs since July, I think, of 2022. Love their supplements. I started out with their beef organs and her package. The her package is incredible for anyone who has like PCOS, painful periods. You want your like egg quality to improve. There's so many benefits with their stuff. I would recommend going onto their website and looking at all their supplements to see what you personally need. They have this gut and digestion supplement that literally healed or helped heal my IBS. Like I used to have the worst IBS, I swear, like you could imagine. I was just 24/7 in pain, and this I feel like really helped heal my gut in so many ways, along with all the other things I'm talking about. But this was definitely a key supplement brand that I'm obsessed with, and I will never stop taking, literally ever, because it's just beef organs, which I love because it's just like God's given nutrients to humans. So I'm obsessed. The next thing, and by the way, all these things I've basically been using for like 2 to 3 years, some even more. So next thing we have is grass-fed colostrum. Actually, I don't think colostrum, I think I've only been taking that for maybe a year and a half. Love colostrum so much. So many good benefits for your skin, your nails, your hair. It's like one of nature's superfoods. So I'll either take this in gummy form. I love the Equip colostrum gummies, and I do have a discount code for them. I think it's just Tara Smith. I love their colostrum powder as well. I've used both. Love them. I finished the bag and the box of the colostrum powder, which normally I feel like it takes a lot for me to finish like a supplement or a food or a skincare product. And yeah, love those. And then I also love the cowboy colostrum, like I mentioned earlier too. And when it comes to protein powders, I love a good protein powder because I have such a big sweet tooth. So I love when I can make a protein shake that is packed with protein and helps me curb that sweet tooth. So my favorite two brands, and I've tried so many brands. Like I've tried Clean Simple Eats, hated that. I hate their protein powder. The reason why I don't like it is their ingredients are not even remotely as good as other brands. So I think it's like a waste of money when the flavor also is so artificial to me. I can't do it. It's not the vibe. I think what they do as a brand is really cool, but I'm always going to be honest with you guys, and that stuff is not Terra approved at all. Like, do not buy it. Do not waste your money on it. Instead, I would recommend the Equip protein powder or Just Ingredients protein powder. Just Ingredients is so good. Their ingredients don't contain any gluten, soy, seed oils, any of that crap that like the Clean Simple Eats powder does have soy in it, which is not good for your hormones at all. So I would really just avoid that protein powder and all because they have a lot of ingredients that they say that they're clean, but they're actually not, which don't even get me started on brands that say we're clean, like makeup brands, food brands, and then you look at their ingredients, there's like so many ingredients in there are just the opposite of clean in my mind, because clean in my mind is like something that comes from the earth or a whole ingredient that has no negative effects on any human, and most brands do not have that same standard. So I'll just tell you instead so you don't have to waste your money. And then I do have a discount code as well for Just Ingredients. It's Tara Kelly. I did ask them to switch it to Tara Smith, so if Tara Kelly doesn't work, then try Tara Smith. And the last supplement that I have, actually, there's one I forgot. I love taking creatine. I will link the exact brand that I use in my ShopMy. I'm obsessed with creatine. It's incredible for muscle recovery and cognition function. So if you struggle with like focusing, or just like if you feel like your brain's like kind of off, you could really probably benefit from creatine. Beef does have creatine in it, but I usually like to double up on it because like, why not? The Element electrolytes. Obsessed with the watermelon flavor. I know I talked about this in the first episode, but I am so obsessed with those things. They are so incredible, so good. I've tried so many different electrolyte powders, and theirs is by far my favorite, for sure. I always like trying new things, so I'll always let you know if there's another brand that I like, but currently Element is definitely my favorite. I also love their ingredients because they're not as bad as other brands I've seen. So let's get into skincare. Skincare. I feel like this is a question that so many people ask, but it's funny because I feel like we've been talking about skincare this whole time because your gut health is so connected to your skin, to your brain, like really everything. And so if you have gut issues, you probably also have skin issues. But my skincare routine is so vanilla and simple, it's crazy. So number one, I make my own tallow moisturizer. It doesn't just have tallow in it. It has other things in it. No essential oils though, because my skin does not work well with essential oils. There's a very popular brand that I actually like their other products. It's Primarily Pure, but their tallow balm just made me break out so bad. So it actually turned me off to tallow for probably like 6 or 8 months because I was like, my skin's breaking out to this. So I started making my own formula, and I'm obsessed with it. And I've been using it since I would say like July, and my skin has never been glowier. If you're watching this on YouTube, like there's no filter on my skin. My skin is it's literally glowing, truly glowing from the inside out. And in person, it's like just so radiant, especially when I like don't have any makeup on. My skin, I feel like looks the same because I just wear like a skin tint. So it's not anything too crazy. And yeah, that tallow balm moisturizer, I guess it's more of like a moisturizer, not a balm, because I've also used balms and I actually prefer moisturizers a lot more just in general. After I wash my face, so let me just take you through my face washing routine. I only wash my face in the evening. I do not wash my face in the morning. I think it strips your skin. Also, I really love like sweat when you're working out is so good for your skin. It gives your body just so many good minerals. And I was told for so long that I needed to wash my face immediately after working out because I'd break out. Nothing could be further from the truth. My skin is thriving and it has like that pretty glow when I'm all sweaty. So I just wash my face with water in the shower after I work out. And I mean, you can't argue with results. That's all I gotta say. So, and it also is, you're also not using, sorry, I have like a hair or something in my mouth. You're not using as much product, which is also really great. So in the morning, after I work out, I wash my face with water in the shower, which by the way, we have filtered water throughout our whole home. And if you don't, you can buy like those Jolie shower heads. Loved those. I had one of those for years. I actually think I still have a filter on my shower, even though we have filtered water in our home. So I'll just splash water on my face, usually like cold to lukewarm water, not hot water, because it can make your skin just like red and kind of like irritated, especially after you're like working out. And then in the evening, I will take my makeup off with micellar water. So like today I'm not wearing any mascara, but if I am wearing mascara, the micellar water and the Shiseido cotton pads are incredible for taking off your makeup and they don't hurt your eyes. I used to use like balms to take off my makeup and every time I would use the balm on my eye, it would hurt my eyes so freaking bad. Like I wouldn't be able to see for one. And I was like, this just can't be good for me. So I started using the micellar water. I'm obsessed with it. Like it's incredible. So I'll use that on my eyes, on my whole face. And then to wash my skin, I use it is called the Tatcha Rice Wash Cleanser. And again, I only wash my face at night when there's makeup on. And even if I don't wear makeup, I'll do like a very light wash, but I'm very, very gentle with my skin. I don't scrub my skin. I'm so gentle and I always am doing like upward motions because I don't want to drag my skin down. So when I wash my neck, I'm always brushing up like this, washing in upward motions. And I swear it's going to help me age so much better. Even if it doesn't, I've heard that it does, but I'm also just telling myself that because I'm manifesting it for myself. Okay. You should try it too because I really think it's great. Okay, so after I get the cleanser on, I will use the Clean Skin Club towels from Amazon. They are amazing at removing makeup. I get it wet, again, not hot water, but I like to use warm water because it kind of it feels good. It feels luxurious. It feels like I'm at a spa. So I'll take my makeup off with that. And then while I don't ever get my skin fully dry. I leave my skin damp and I apply the U Beauty Hydrator in the morning and the night. And I love this stuff. I didn't start using it until about a month ago, maybe a little bit over a month ago. And for a long time, I was just using the tallow moisturizer on my skin, which I really loved. And I think I actually would be able to use that if I lived somewhere that was a little bit more humid. But because Utah is so dry, I just don't think that it was quite enough. Like I needed a little bit more hydration and I love Korean skincare. So I have been using this. I actually found out about it through Bella Hadid because she loves it. So I got the untinted one and then I also got the tinted version. So the tinted version is great too. Like I love wearing that just during the day if I don't want to put makeup on, but I want to feel like put together. Can't recommend that stuff enough. U Beauty is such an underrated brand that I'm obsessed with. And then after I put that on and it kind of like soaks into my skin, I always go like this and let the product just like soak into my skin. If you can't see what I'm doing, by the way, if you're listening, I'm just fanning my face to kind of just really soak the U Beauty Hydrator in. And then after that, I will use my tallow moisturizer that I literally DIY myself. No moisturizer freaking does what this tallow moisturizer does. I'm telling you, it is insane. It's changed my skin and like the pores on my skin have just shrunk from this moisturizer. My acne is like gone. If I ever get breakouts, I know it's because I either ate sugar and it's usually always on like my chin or like my jawline, or it's from like hormone, like my period or something, So it's just really great to eliminate the fact that my skincare products don't make me break out anymore. And I, like, once a week-ish, if I really feel like I need it, will use the Tatcha matcha cleanser. And that one's like a little bit more of a heavier cleanser that's going to help like to, I guess, like detoxify the skin. But I really don't do this unless I really feel like I need it. Sometimes it's not even once a week because I don't like to strip my skin a lot. I have found the best way to good skin is by really doing less, and specifically less with the really harsh products. Like I used to use, chemical peel pads, like the at-home ones. Those things, I swear, they just made me break out so much. And I know that there's a lot of science backed behind these things, but I also did not like what these products were doing to my hormones. I felt like the smell of everything, like I was like, this just can't be good for me. And now I just, every night when I go to bed, I feel like $1,000,000. I feel like I just left the spa. Like I'm just feeling so good and holistic. And I've gotten really into like the Chinese medicine, natural vibe of things while still like keeping things science-based. So, and I'm loving it. It's working out really well. So again, basically less is more. And occasionally I will put on this Elemis Pro Collagen serum. Not all the time, but just sometimes if I feel like my skin needs it. I'm kind of intuitive with my skincare, as you can see. I do feel like there's a serum out there that I need to make to like be obsessed with it, because I haven't met a serum besides the U Beauty one that I'm obsessed with. So I'll keep you updated if I end up making my own serum as well, because I'm sure if I made one, I would love it just as much as the moisturizer. Okay, for skincare tools, I love the Skinny Confidential Ice Roller and the Skinny Confidential Pink Balls. I use them pretty much every day. Just freaking rolling out your face and massaging it, or even just using your hands and like lifting up your eyebrows. Just kind of like if you were to go to a spa and get a massage that was like maybe for your scalp or your face, just what they would do to you there is what I try to do at home. You can also look up on Pinterest like facial massage exercises. I have gotten so into this, and I swear it's another thing that is really going to help age. And my hope is that I won't ever have to get Botox. I've never had Botox. I only get lip filler, and Botox honestly freaks me out because I want to look human. I don't ever want to not look like I don't ever want to not be able to express myself. So I am really excited with doing all this stuff. And when it comes to another beauty tool that I think will really help me age gracefully, hopefully, it's actually a sleeping pillow. And it's the Sleep and Glow Omnia pillow. It is incredible. I freaking love this thing. If you are a side sleeper, this is such a game changer for you, because you can sleep on your side without your pillow smashing into your face, because it literally has like a little carved out place where your face fits perfectly. It's genius. I don't know why no one ever thought about this before, but I'm obsessed with it. I sleep with that every night and can't say enough good things about it. I love it. Along with sleeping, another thing that I really love is my eye mask. And my favorite one is actually from Amazon, because it has like little pockets where my eyes can go, where my eyes aren't being like smashed up against my face. So I'm kind of like a crazy sleeper a little bit. So I'm obsessed with that. And again, that'll be linked in the shop and my Amazon storefront. The last thing is a silk pillowcase. If you don't want to get the Omnia pillow from Sleep and Glow, which I believe comes with a silk pillowcase, I would highly recommend investing in a silk pillowcase. This is going to be good for your skin, for your hair, and also like aging gracefully, because the cotton just can pull on your skin so much. And there's a lot of resources behind why it's good to sleep with a silk pillowcase. And if you also want, you can wear one of those, I think they're like bonnets that you put on your hair, and you can wear that to sleep at night as well. So both are great. Okay. When it comes to body care, Salt & Stone's body wash and deodorant are some of my favorites that I've ever tried. You can also use my code TerraSmith15 for 15% off on their website. I'm obsessed with Salt and Stone. I love their brand so freaking much. I've been using their deodorant now for probably like 2 years, and it's my favorite natural deodorant I've ever found. It still has some ingredients I'm not like obsessed with, but it's the best clean deodorant that I've found that works. And that's what I care about. And I actually don't wear deodorant every day. Like I'm not wearing it today because I'm not going to be around anybody. I only wear deodorant when I'm like going out because I don't want like a cream just like slathered onto me right by my boobs, right by my lymph nodes. Like I've just never loved the idea of that. So if you're going to wear deodorant though, Salt and Stone is incredible. And all of their scents are really great too. I think I've literally tried all their scents. I'll just like mix it up, but I love their Santal one. Same with their body wash too. And there is a product from Primally Pure. It's their Cycle Soothing Spray. I love this stuff. It is so nice when you're on your cycle. If you get cramps, it just feels so good. The smell feels cozy and comforting. And I love it with like a heating pad, or sometimes I'll just like spray it on before I like have to go run errands or something. I don't usually get like really bad cramps. Like sometimes it's just like super mild, but even just the smell and like the feeling, and it's like kind of cooling, has like a little bit of cooling effect. I think there's some peppermint in it. And yeah, I just love it. So highly recommend that too. The last category is hair care. And I actually only have one product in here because I try to keep this list to products that are clean and efficient. And this one I actually recently tried. I've only used it twice. When I tell you, I was obsessed. The second I tried it, I was like, okay, this product is very good, and had really good reviews on the website, so I wasn't surprised that I loved it. But it's the Primally Pure dry shampoo. So it doesn't have like aerosol or any of that other stuff that dry shampoo has in it. So when you spray it, it just feels like you're almost just putting like baby powder, but like no smell to it on your hair, but it melts into your hair so well. Like it blends really well. No white cast, none of that stuff. And my hair is like basically black. So dry shampoo is something I am so insanely picky with. And I'm picky with the smell, picky with how it makes my hair feel. This felt like I had no dry shampoo in my hair, but it took away the grease. And I was like, I'm sold. Sign me up. Let's go. I think it's a little bit more on the expensive side, but again, I always like make this joke that like trips to the hospital are expensive. So it's like if you're investing and trying to minimize, products that you're using, food that you're buying, it does make a difference, even if it feels like it doesn't. And yeah, I just can't recommend it enough. I really loved it. So all these products, again, I'm obsessed with them, and they are linked on my Shop My under this episode, the wellness habits to glow up your skin. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I loved it. If you have any skincare, gut, thyroid questions, like if you want me to do a episode just on thyroid health and kind of like what I've learned, foods I eliminated, foods I incorporated, I would love to talk about that because I'm very passionate about it. And I know there's a lot of other podcast people that are like experts, but sometimes I'm like, girl, can you explain this to me like I'm 5? Because I don't know what you just said. So it'd be a very like tangible, very easy to digest type of way talking about it. So let me know if you want me to, discuss anything. Just in general, I'd love feedback on the podcast and kind of what you want to hear, what you like, what you don't like, anything like that. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Love you. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it just as much as I did. If you enjoyed it, make sure to join the Trophy Life Club. It's a free community for the girls by yours truly, and it's on Instagram. It's just at Trophy Life Club. You can also follow me at Tara Kelly Smith on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. If you have an extra minute, I would also love and super appreciate if you would review the podcast. This will just help us reach more women who could use a little TLC, aka Trophy Life Club, in their life. So I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.